All right. Welcome everyone. Welcome. All right. So I really want to talk about the market's continuation rally today, and the fact that we had some pretty interesting moves after hours in Google and Microsoft. So first of all, I need to talk about SPY. So the S&P 500 has now regained this daily 200 SMA. And I've talked about this already with my members on Sunday, how we're going to have a overreaction to the downside when we break below the daily 200 SMA. And then we have a nice swift move back up and pop back up over the daily 200 SMA and possibly get that retest of this ascending support trend line as a level of resistance. So yesterday, that's what we did. All of that happened in one day, and the only thing that I wanted to see was that, look, we need to get a nice move back over 422.50, which is also coinciding with the daily 200 SMA. So this has occurred. We have closed over this critical support level at 422.50, and if you guys remember, we were looking at this demand area between 420 to 422.50. So I really love the fact that we have actually closed over the top range of this demand area, right over 422.50 and over the daily 200 SMA again. Now, the only thing that worries me is that we could be making a bear flag here. However, all the signs have been pointing for a rally to the upside and a potential double bottom, right? So we wash out some very, very weak buyers and just people who have been seeing their stop losses being taken out, which was me. I was in that crowd, and just literally just come right back up, snap right back up, and have that nice right, I guess, shoulder being formed here, right? Not even a shoulder, a right uptrend move, right? Because again, we've had this large move down on the left side here, and so it would make sense technical wise to make a nice right uptrend move right on around here, I would say, somewhere between October to November. Now, if you guys have watched the technical analysis video on that I uploaded on Monday yesterday, and if you guys didn't know, I upload these technical analysis videos a day after that I give out to my private members on Sunday night. And so if you guys want to have earlier access to that technical analysis video, make sure you guys DM me or make sure you guys click on the link down below. Okay, it's in the description box below. So what I said in that technical analysis video here, let me actually even just put it in the live chat here as well, so that people who are coming in back to watch the recording can immediately see that video here. So let me see. All right. Okay, here we go. So right over here, this is the link to the video. Okay, so make sure you guys watch that. Make sure you guys listen to what I actually say and come back to this recording or to this live stream. Okay, so I'm not gonna say everything again, since obviously I don't want to be redundant here for this live. But overall, basically what happened was that we basically saw the market execute exactly what we wanted to see, but it's just it happens all so soon, right? Especially yesterday, right? Everything happened in just one day. Now, the one thing that I do want to see on SPY by the end of this week is a retest of 426, and that means we need to get back over this ascending support trend line. Now, here's one thing that I'm actually thinking about right now. So instead of just seeing an actual burst over this ascending support trend line, again, this trend line goes all the way back to October's lows, and it goes all the way back to, if it can load here, March's lows as well. Actually, hold on a second. This is March's lows. There you go. So October's lows and then March's lows. I had to zoom out a little bit. Okay. Oops. All right. So if we were to see a retest of this ascending support trend line again, and that will be a third time again, there's a chance that we can reject just like we did today and continuously do that for the next few days until, right, so this is what I'm thinking now, until we see that converging point of this horizontal $426 level and at this macro ascending support trend line. So with this ascending support trend line converging right at the $426 horizontal resistance level, we can see that retest at 426 along with this macro ascending support trend line. So somewhere around right here. Okay, so that's if and only if we continue to not be able to break over this ascending support trend line. All right, so that is the caveat there for this to occur. But again, I'm going to continue to stick with my initial analysis and thoughts here and my projection of what could happen this week. So I'm expecting the markets to get back over, again, this macro trend line and retest 426. And then we're going to see a significant rejection. Now, if I translate that over to SPX, okay, the S&P 500 index here, there is a slight chance that we can be seeing 4300. That is a magnet level at 4,300. But if we translate what I just said to SPX, okay, from SPY to SPX, SPY to SPX, I would say 4280 is a significant level to be wary about. If you guys are long on SPX or if you're looking to scalp XPX, but don't forget that there is a huge magnet level. An area of liquidity at 4300. Okay, so again with SPY, I think at the very least, if we do reach 426 or even over 426, that would be very ideal. But realistically speaking, I'm looking at 426. But ideally, if we can get over 426, we can at least hit 428 because, okay, that is where my 10 and 21 SMAs are currently curling down to catch up to the price action. So if the price is able to move faster than what's happening with the 10 and 21 SMAs here as they're curling downward to catch up to the price, we can see the price reach to 428 so that it can retest the 10 and the 21 SMAs. Now, obviously, depending on how the price action goes, we can see the 21 SMA being retested first, or the 10 SMA continues to curl downward quicker than the 21 SMA, and the 10 SMA will be able to catch up to the price first, and then we get that retest on the 10 SMA first, and then right after that we'll see that 21 SMA being retested. Now, if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, make sure you guys watch that video that I just sent in the live chat. Okay, so again, that's what I'm expecting for SPY. It seems like we are seeing a nice pivot so far. This is a very, very good gap up and hold of this gap up. And the fact that we're back over the daily 200 SMA after retesting it for the first time since back in March says a lot here. Okay, now obviously we need a few more days to see if we can confirm this this hold, this retest and hold over the daily 200 SMA. Okay. All right. Now, if I go to GPRO, okay, we've held over $39 really well. So depending on how it goes tomorrow, I might just start a position again on GPRO and actually hold it to the end of the year since I got pushed out by my stop loss from this move down. Okay, so definitely for sure I will be watching this one. because again, UPRO treated us very well when we caught it exactly at the bottom at the first week of October. Now, obviously, due to my stop losses being taken here on that second position for UPRO, I clawed back some of the not clawed back. I lost some of the profits here that I made on this large run up. I mean, this was a very good run, but I believe I lost around like almost 20% of the profits that I made during this run up here, just based on comparing the two positions that I've had on this name currently, right? So now on this third position though, I'm gonna be a bit more careful here so that I don't give back my gains again from the first position here, because again, really good gains here in a couple of days, right? So for UPRO, I definitely want to be careful. And if tomorrow or the end of the week I see that we close over at the very least 40.50, I may take a nibble here. However, depending on how the market internals and the overall market is looking, I will definitely look to get a third position if we're able to break over 40, right? So and again, if you guys want to see how I was holding through UPRO, make sure you guys join the private Discord, okay, the private CFO Discord. And you can only join the private CFO Discord if you guys are a member of the CFO Swing and Watch newsletter. Okay, so again, SPY, UPRO, SPX, that's exactly what I'm expecting. I just went through all those three tickers, so make sure you guys watch the recording again if you guys missed it. But now, let's go over some earnings. So first of all, before I talk about Microsoft, most earnings that have gone off already for this week, and the names that have actually gapped up, okay, the names that have actually gapped up have held their gains. They've actually held their gains, right? So what does this mean? Well, this means that whenever we see earnings gap up being held, that means the market is strong, okay? Because when we have such an overnight move up, and then when the market opens, that actual move up holds, and it doesn't retrace all the way back down and loses all the gains that it had overnight with that gap up, it tells us that, hey, these individual names have individual strength, but at the same time, we're getting complementing strength from the market. Okay, so with Microsoft tomorrow, especially, since if you guys didn't know, Microsoft had some really good earnings. Their cloud revenue was absolutely amazing. I think is there I don't even know how to say it. Azure, I think. Microsoft Azure. I don't know if that Z is pronounced with the S or is it Azure, but I'm gonna say Azure. That sounds a little bit more logical to me. But Microsoft Azure, they've really just blown out the water here with their revenue. So with Microsoft tomorrow, especially, I'm going to be looking at for this name, for this ticker, to see if it's going to hold the gap up. If it decides to pull all the way back down, because I believe after hours we saw Microsoft hanging around 344 at this resistance level. So if we reject tomorrow and we come all the way back down and fill it in, that's not gonna look too good, especially for the Magnificent Seven, this new group, or quote unquote new group. It's just a rebranding of the big tech stocks, right? So Microsoft definitely tomorrow, watch out for it. We have levels at 339, and again, I believe after hours we closed at 344 officially. Let me make sure. Yeah, so it's right underneath 344. It was at 343.60. Okay, so this is a major level of resistance at 344. So if you do see that rejection again underneath 344, make sure you guys are watching, because if we do start filling the gap and we reach 339 and we break this support, and then we go lower and get really close to today's close, that's not going to look good. Okay, so that is one major significant thing that you guys have to be looking out for this big tech name. Because again, who has been leading the market here? The Magnificent Seven, like names like Microsoft. And that's a good segue into Google. So Google, they didn't do too well here. Let me actually give you guys the article here. Okay. There you go. So Google or Alphabet, okay, the parent company Alphabet, the cloud division misses revenue estimates, right? So obviously that's not good, right? Compared to Microsoft, and again, people were kind of comparing these two, but I mean it's a good way to look at it. So Microsoft had great cloud revenue, so it had a nice earnings reaction, while Google had a very bad, well, quote unquote bad on its cloud revenue, so it had a negative reaction to the downside. So complete opposite reactions on the same, I guess, quote unquote metric for their earnings report. So, you know, for Google, I think it just, to me, Google could be a very good dip buy tomorrow, because again, Google, I already told my members this a couple hours ago in the private CFO Discord, but Google ended up closing around the weekly 21 SMA. Okay, so let me also confirm that as well. Okay, so yeah, so 130.38. Okay, so now I guess it's slightly, yeah, right there. right there. 130.38. I got my mouse cursor exactly on that spot. So tomorrow, you know, if we do see that retest again at market open, if we kind of come right back down, or maybe during pre-market hours, I want the 21 SMA to be held on a weekly time frame. If it doesn't, this name is going to be in trouble. Okay, so again, what are the leaders doing? Leading, right? Like the Magnificent Seven. But if they start leading in, well, not to the upside and rather to the downside, you guys should be expecting a larger move to the downside for the markets as well, for overall equity markets. Right, so Google again has been making this nice ascending channel here, or rising wedge if you guys want to call it that. Again, it doesn't really matter. Both chart patterns are inherently bearish. Okay, they all look for a breakout to the downside, right? So with Google here, it's definitely something that you guys should be watching out tomorrow as well, because if this one, since it's a gap down name, if it decides to start filling in the gap by moving to the upside, that will be another good sign as well for Google. But at the same time, simultaneously, Microsoft also needs to be holding its gap up. That is very important. Okay, so both of these two big tech names are going to be crucial for where the market is going to go tomorrow. Okay, so for Google, watch out for this weekly 21 SMA, or at least if you guys aren't using the SMA, just that 130 level. Okay, so and overall, obviously this ascending channel chart pattern or rising wedge chart pattern as well on the weekly. Okay, so Microsoft, Google, make sure you guys understand where this is at. Okay, where we stand at for these big tech earnings. Right, now I also want to talk about, okay, so that's it for Microsoft and Google. AI, right? So this name, C3.ai. So when I see names like this, right, all the really beaten up names like Unity, right, AI, okay, all of them starting to see a nice pop, right, or at least holding in their gains after yesterday, tells me that the market breadth is overall not too bad, right, and the market is ready to pivot higher as everything moves together, right. But still, today, even if we saw these, really beaten up names having continuation days. Okay, for example, like Roblox. Roblox was a really big mover as well today. It moved over 5%. So I believe, yeah, so 7%, 7.03%. That's huge, right? So, it's essential that you guys understand why these beaten up names are important for a continuation to the upside for the overall markets, right? And obviously, the big tech names, the leaders, continue or have to continue to lead. So, as long as we get this broad market participation as well, it should be all right. However, as I was flipping through the markets early in the morning, I was really quickly flipping through the markets. I noticed that some sectors were not participating too well, right? So, in order for us to have a really good day in the market, an actual big uptrending move, we need to see a lot of broad participation from every individual sector. Okay, so I think, for example, what was the sector that did bad today? Energy, right? XLE. energy wasn't good, right? So defensive, and I believe financials did pretty well today. A little bit, right? And well, I think financials should be getting a nice jump tomorrow because Visa had some really good earnings, even though Visa is a tech name. Okay, I know some people disagree with this, but Visa is a tech name, right? And obviously they do have, obviously they deal with a lot of financial stuff, but V should definitely affect the financial markets tomorrow as well, the financial sector, excuse me. And overall, it should be affecting MasterCard too. So if you guys have been following me for some time now, whenever I see V and MA doing well, I expect the markets to do well as well. Okay, it's always been my kind of not really my go-to, but whenever I feel like looking at V and MA and I kind of judge what they're doing and what the price trend is currently doing, I can kind of tell where the market could be going. So that's just kind of what my little shtick there that I do for myself. Again, people use other tickers. People might just, again, you don't have to use any other ticker other than the actual markets themselves to figure out what's going on. But to me, over time, with the past over 7 years now, to me, it's been kind of a thing for me, quote unquote, thing for me to look at V or MA to kind of see where the market is heading to. I kind of do this randomly here and there. It's not really an indicator, obviously, since they're individual companies and individual share prices, right? But again, if you guys didn't know, why I look at V and MA is that V and MA have similar price actions. Okay, if you guys didn't know that, a little fun fact for you. So yeah, with kind of a mixed sector today, I think even home builders were not looking good today. Yeah, home builders, just overall, I think even actually communication services actually did well. I think utilities. Yeah, utilities did well too. So all these beaten up sectors are also doing pretty well, but the leading sectors like XLE that were leading the past couple of weeks and past couple of months are now pushing down. So we're having this mixed kind of reaction across the sectors. So it's what I'm trying to say here is, again, we need a broader market participation from every individual sector, right? We don't need every single sector, but it would be good to have more than half of the sectors moving together with the market. Right, and so the individual names have been kind of showing a little signs here and there that could be happening. But again, we don't know how tomorrow's gonna, react to Google and Microsoft, since they have such polar opposite earnings reactions. So definitely watch that tomorrow, right? Watch Google and Microsoft, and to see if Microsoft decides to hold up its gap up and Google starts to fill in its own gap down from earnings. All right. Okay. So again, for tomorrow and for maybe even the rest of the week, even though again I'll be live on Thursday, I think you guys should understand that right now we're seeing individual ticker strength rather than overall market strength, right? Yes, the market is back over the daily 200 SMA, right? That's good. Yes, the market has washed out any weak buyers or people who have just simply had their stop losses, right? I mean, again, people might say, hey, Andrew, you're a weak buyer, but I don't think I was just following my game plan. Right? I have my game plan, I have my stop losses, and that's the best that you can do when you're trying to trade consistently, right? And especially when you're executing and having discipline to follow through with your stop losses, because again, if you do execute and if you do have the discipline to follow through with your stop losses, you're willing to have room for error, right? And you're willing to say, hey, the market has proven me wrong for now, so let's get out and recoup, right? And come back. Okay, that is the most important thing, right? So for SPY, again, let's see if we get this double bottom, right? I've been eyeing this for some time now. I even mentioned it in the technical analysis video that I send out to my members on Sunday night. So make sure you guys watch that. It's my most recent uploaded video, not a live video, not the live recordings, but on the most recent the most recent video that I've uploaded on my main channel here. Not main channel, the main page on my channel. Jeez. So there's all these words that to say specifically so that you guys know where to go. But again, I'm not going to expect too much. We have used home sales, I believe, coming out tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. I believe so. Yeah, so, not used, excuse me, new home sales. My God, I'm thinking about used cars. I've been reading on kind of the car market, and it does not look good for the car market, but the automobile industry as well. But anyways, yeah, so new home sales, not used home sales. So I didn't even second think that. But so new home sales, and we have I believe Jerome Powell speaking tomorrow too, but after hours. So I don't think we can worry too much on what Jerome Powell says, since he'll be speaking. I think he's he's making the introductory remarks at the public policy, for the lecture in social science and public policy in Washington D.C. Okay, I don't know how to say Monion lecture in social science and public policy. So he's just gonna be making introductory remarks. Again, it's just gonna be like one of his speeches that he does every single time he goes anywhere to do a speech, to do a conference, right? So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it for tonight. We just need to make sure that we understand where the market is heading to, possibly, and also just follow the trend, because right now we are still in a lower highs and lower lows trend, right? Yes, compared to today and yesterday, right? Compared to today's candlestick and yesterday's candlestick, we made a higher high, but we won't be out of this current correction from September to all the way up to October now, since we got this right here, these three very bearish candlesticks. We won't be considered to be looking at an uptrend again once we're able to get back over 437 and this high here. Okay, so this candlestick's high, right? So 438.14. Right, so this is the last thing that I want to tell you guys for tonight. 438.14 will be the pivot high that we need to break over in order to get back into an uptrend, an official uptrend. Right? Yes, short term we may be in an uptrend here, since we have held the daily 200 SMA and we have broken over the previous high of the day. All right, when we're comparing to today's candlestick to yesterday's candlestick, that's good, that's great and all. But the overall long-term trend, if we were to see and look out for an official breakout to the upside on the daily time frame, on the weekly, on the monthly. Well, obviously on the weekly and monthly, we are still in an uptrend. Little hint there. If you guys want to know how much we're up this year alone on Nasdaq and the S&P 500, take a look, because we are definitely in a bull market. Okay, so what was I saying here? Yeah, so once you're able to get past over this pivot high point, then we will officially be back on an uptrend on the daily time frame, and we should be heading for that end of the year run for a pre-election year. Okay, so what I'm saying is, overall, right, focus on the price trends and still focus on the seasonality trends, because they're still in line with what we're seeing right now. All right, so again, make sure you guys are trading with light size. Do not be gambling into earnings, because I'm pretty sure people have gambled Microsoft puts, Google calls, and well, they got wrecked. Or some people probably did both calls for Microsoft, and Google, and they still might be wrecked, depending on how much they risked. Right? They could be at a loss tomorrow, maybe even break even tomorrow. That'll be your best situation if you guys did that. But anyways, it could be a plethora of different combinations of what they did with Microsoft and Google. I don't want to think about it because I didn't do anything. Right? And I think that's the best thing for me personally, so I don't have to stress about it overnight. worrying about whether or not Microsoft may start closing the gap even before the market opens, or Google maybe starting to close like its own respective gap down by moving to the upside before the market opens. Who knows, right? Anything can happen as long as you know your risks and what you're willing to risk and where you should be stopping out on that risk that you made. You should be good. Okay. Hey, what's up, Sparky? Yes, sir. Mara. Yeah, so I'm glad you mentioned that. So I talked about all the cryptocurrency, crypto-related names and Bitcoin in the Monday huddle yesterday. So Sparky, make sure you watch that. The link is in the Discord. But so Mara, I kind of want to talk about coin first because it kind of relates to, well, they've all kind of moved in a very similar manner today, like Riot too. Okay. So, coin, right, had a very nice big move up today, right at open. However, right here, we got some news, right? I believe it was the iShares Spot ETF for Bitcoin. Something about, so we got rumors that everything's gonna be approved, right? And so that's obviously bullish for Bitcoin. If you guys don't know why, make sure you guys Google it. It's very, very simple to understand. If you guys are confused, let me know. But I'm pretty sure you guys understand why this is very important to have a Bitcoin ETF and why that's so bullish for Bitcoin itself. I think today, this is when we got the news that that rumor may have not been true. I don't know if I'm correct on that, so make sure you guys correct me in the comments down below for anyone who's watching the recording. But that's what I heard on Twitter, since Twitter is pretty quick with their news. But again, this Bitcoin thing has been kind of crazy. But overall, I told my members that we had to be ready for a crazy short squeeze, literally euphoric run, right? Because with coin here, back in I think, yeah, for both June and July, we saw this large move up because we got that rumor on that Bitcoin ETF. All right, everyone's like, oh my God, Bitcoin ETF. All right, that'll be good for the equity markets and, right, well, equity markets specifically because the crypto-related names like Coinbase here, right? And also, especially for, most importantly, Bitcoin itself, right? So this is the reason why, like, Mara and Riot, we saw this large move down right here, right? They all start to move exactly the same right at this candlestick, right? At 8:15 Pacific Standard Time for me. So, I think the rumor is still going to provide some fuel to see that short squeeze run to the upside. Yes, Mara has actually hit a major level of resistance at 10.50. I drew this resistance a long time ago, right here. Okay, actually I believe, no, yeah. I think I drew this resistance a long time ago here. No, I drew it over here back in 2020. This is the support here, 10.50. That's right. This is the level that I drew back in 2020. Oh wow, the memory is flooding in right now. And guess what? We've still been using this as a level of resistance here, right? And today as well. So there is a chance that we can still squeeze to the upside, but I don't like how we ended here. Yes, the volume is great. Yes, the relative strength is popping up. That's very, 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 very good. But we might need at least 1 to 2 days of sideways to allow at least the 10 and 21 estimates to move. Now, I'm not finished yet here. So let me hide the candlesticks. So what I want to show you, Sparky, is we have the 10 crossing over the 21 on the past 2 days move here, including today. That's very good, right? The short-term trend is now looking to move to the upside. However, there's going to be downward pressure from my very, very large SMA pair, unfortunately. The 50 has crossed below the 200. That's a death cross in the long term. But, again, I'm going to be going out on a limb here. I'm going to say that the rumor, whether it's true or not, it's a rumor, right? A rumor is a rumor. And so crypto-related names, especially cryptocurrency, is very, very swayed by such rumors, right? So I expect these crypto-related names to continue to go up higher, even if Bitcoin starts to flag, which it's starting to do now, right? Right at this $34,000 level. Okay, so again, these cryptocurrency names have to catch up, right? They have to catch up. Yes, they have been absolute big gainers the past 2 days, including today, but I expect Mara to at least run up to $12, right around here. Okay, this is my official maximum target. Okay, but if you want to be idealistic, I would say my ideal target would be $14. I mean, that's a very good squeeze. And again, that's not too far off from how these names move, right? Again, from June to early to mid-July, right? We got almost a triple digit. Oh no, we did. We did get a triple digit return here, right? In a couple of days here, in trading days that spanned almost 2 months, right? So why can't we have the exact same thing happen here, right? So I believe right now, let's say, put it right around here. Let's say 8 even, okay, right? To 14, right? That from 8 to 14, it's around 78%, right? It's around there, okay? So that could happen because we've seen it happen, right? Based on rumors. So for Mara, I am going to be a bit bullish on this too. Mara, Riot, Coin, MSTR, right? MicroStrategy Incorporated, right? Incorporated, Inc. So, as long as we continue to see, Bitcoin holding up, we can see names like Mara holding their gains as long as they don't try to fill in their gaps like Riot and Coin too. Okay, as long as we don't see a huge. Actually, wait a second. No, wait, Coin did not. Coin didn't fill in this gap today too. So that's good. So Mara, Sparky, hopefully that was helpful. I think as long as we can try to attempt to hold over the daily 50 SMA, it should be good because. The only reason why I said we need to consolidate for at least 1 to 2 days before we make an attempt higher and at least try to break over 10.50 again is that we need to allow the 10 and 21 SMAs to catch up. They need to help support the price. Yes, they have helped the price bounce and jump. Obviously, the rumor helped too. But without the rumor, the 10 and 21 SMAs were starting to curl upwards, and we're starting to see a bullish hidden divergence on the RSI. Right, the RSI was making higher highs, higher lows, while the price continued to make lower lows and lower highs. Right, that's a bullish divergence, a hidden one. So even without the catalyst, this rumor, this one was primed to try to make a reversal off of very critical areas of support and demand areas. So, as long as we move sideways and continue to try, at the very least, stay over the daily 50 SMA without closing in this gap, this very nice bullish gap up, we should allow the price to, the price would allow the 10 and 21 SMAs to catch up and support the price up higher. That's exactly what we want to see. Okay, but again, we don't get exactly what we wish for in the markets. Everyone should know that by now. So, even with today, we closed below the 50 SMA slightly, just slightly, but with the 50 SMA curling downward, yes, it's a death cross, but this could be beneficial because the 50 SMA is trying to catch up to the price, and it did today. All right, so there's a plethora of reasons to be bullish, is basically what I'm trying to say, but there are, I guess, little caveats here that can really just mute this reaction to the upside that we've had so far, based on this rumor of a Bitcoin ETF being completely approved across the markets. So, let's stay hopeful, let's stay optimistic. But yeah, just continue to focus on the price trend, the gap ups, and yeah, just overall, tomorrow, big tech, Google, Microsoft, very, very important. And I believe the next one tomorrow will be Meta. Yes, so Meta will be reporting on at the after hours time tomorrow. So that is the next big tech earnings that we need to be looking out for. All right. There we go. Hey, 4 likes. Awesome. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for sticking with me through this late night. Now, Sparky, I think it's like, what, 2 hours ahead for you? Right? So, I think it's 11 o'clock for you. But, yeah, thank you for sticking by, man. All right. So, I think that's it. That's it for tonight, guys. That is it for tonight. Okay? So hopefully you guys are able to use this information, in the best way possible tomorrow and maybe for the rest of the week or maybe even before Thursday. But again, I will be live on Thursday at the same time. All right? So make sure you guys join. Make sure you guys have your notifications on for whenever I'm live or whenever I upload a new video. So click on that notification bell down below. But again, you guys have to be subscribed first in order to hit that notification bell. Hey, you're welcome. You're welcome. All right, man. Hopefully that Mara analysis was perfectly good for your ears and your brain. And hopefully it applies tomorrow, right, in the next couple of days. Make sure you get that sleep, man. It's 11 o'clock for you, so time to go to sleep. And that is the same for everyone else who is watching. Okay, have a great rest of your night. I will see you guys on Thursday, and good luck tomorrow.